Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the KV-2R. It's the Tier 6 Premium Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the north spawn of Kharkov, or Kharkiv, I think is the correct pronunciation, and it's under the command of Zyriakster. Now we've got two battles featuring different KV-2s, so we'll see how they get on in each. Game on. Well, he hasn't moved away in his gun drop, but he is actually in the game. Now, the KV-2 was a development of the KV-1 produced after the Winter War against Finland. It's got the M10 152mm howitzer as its main armament, but it's basically a KV-1 hull with a different turret. Now, that howitzer is capable of 910 alpha with an HE round, and it'll penetrate through 86mm of armour, but it has got a rather long reload. 19.73 seconds is the reload time that Zyriakster's got, but the book reload is 23.01, so I suppose you could say that he's actually got an improvement there, quite a bit. Now, it's famous for its jerk ability. Jingles calls it the Strunk tank. I mean, its ability to wipe out enemy tanks with a derp is quite phenomenal, and I think if you've been following my Bombardier specials, you'll see quite a lot of enemy tanks have been taken out two at a time with this particular tank. Look at that, 360 blocked a shot from the 122 TM. Now the KV-2R is the special version, the premium version that was brought out by Wargaming. This one has got the Warhammer camouflage on it. Oh, nice shot again. The 122 suffers and he blocks another shot. I'm wondering where this KV-2 is hitting him. I think he's hitting the gun mantlet. He's trying for the weak spot, but which is just underneath the gun mantlet. But every time that 122 TM appears to be missing and getting his shot blocked. Right, he's turned up right at the entrance to that window now. Yep, he's got another one in. 390 this time. That 122 TM, there's a lot of them about at the moment because obviously the marathon that everyone took part in, except me, I didn't take part in it at all, really. I didn't really fancy the 122 TM because I knew the problems it had. Well, that AMX 1375 managed to get through, but at what cost? He took a round up his rear for 809 and he's now out the game. The 122 behind that window has now changed position to try and take advantage of the reload. In fact, I think there's two there. No, it's just the one. He just keeps changing windows. Zyriakster is not a new player at all. He knows full well how to get the advantage. Unfortunately, his teammate has fallen, which means now he is vulnerable to his rear, and so he's reverse side scraping off that rubble, but he might have to change position. Yeah, because there's the other TM and he's actually just punctured around it for 407. It's quite a high alpha on that 122mm, but he does get that guy, and I think that was a penetrating shot. Now, one thing you can say, oh, he's blocked another shot through the tracks. One thing you can say is that with this tank, this heavy tank, you can actually use the premium rounds, which have got phenomenal penetration. I once saw somebody play the KV-2 with premium ammo only, and they were penetrating tier 8 heavy tanks and wiping them out. He was firing the shells through the roof of their vehicles. Unfortunately, couldn't stop that round going in, but now the TM is vulnerable, and you can see Zyriakster trying to line up a shot. Unfortunately, that one hit the tracks, and so yeah, that was unfortunate, especially considering the 122 TM does have a rather long reload. But yes, unfortunately he did get wiped out, but the enemy team is losing by 6 tanks at the moment. and our guys occupy their cap area, so I rather think that they're going to lose this game. That 122 TM is the only one who's managed to get as far north, other than the AMX 1375, who was promptly killed after Zyriakster put a round right up his rear. Unfortunately, putting a shell into the rear of an AMX 1375 doesn't affect the engine, because the engine's at the front of the vehicle, and therefore it didn't slow him down at all, but it must have hurt his crew, his ammo rack, and just about everything else. And yeah, the enemy's being torn apart. They're 5 tanks down now. 4 tanks down. But they are losing teammates, and it's not going to last forever. Everyone's ganging up on the enemy now. They're back up to 6 tanks down. This game's going to be over very, very shortly. Yep, it's just that 122 TM now. That's all that's left. And there's an E25 preventing him from going any further, although it's going to take that E25 several shots to take down that 122. He gets one in. He needs another 2 shots to take him down. I think some of his teammates are moving up though, and some of them are bound to be armed with 122mm guns. It would only take a single shot to take him out, so it looks like this one is going to be over briefly. I'll just stay for the end. I think he's in this neighbourhood. P43 Biz with his 90mm gun gets here first, and he spotted that 122. Looks like the E25 is now behind him. He's trying to hide in that little corner there. P43 Biz has got no armour really, so to speak. Should be able to take the 122 out though with 1 round, if you can get the round in the right spot. And they've all turned up now. Oh, it looked like the IS took a 122mm round. And there you go. So, first game is over, and it is a victory, although Zyriakster did not survive. He did get a nice amount of damage. Let's have a look at the second game. The second battle is on the north spawn of Siegfried Lines, and this time round the KV-2 is being commanded by Elirox. But in a break with tradition, he's actually not got the... he doesn't have the 152mm howitzer, the M10. In actual fact, that is the 107mm Zis gun, I think. Yep, there it goes, the Zis. Does 300 alpha, penetrating 167mm with standard AP, and it goes up to 219mm with the premium rounds. And in fact, he's loaded the premium rounds straight away. Now that's quite unusual. In fact, a lot of people, you see them with the smaller gun, the 122mm, the stock gun, and you think, yep, they still haven't unlocked the 152mm. And occasionally you'll see somebody with the 107mm, but obviously you think, well, they're just trying it out. But some people do like the 107 because it does have good pen. Now, he did get that shot into the Tiger and got a high roll, 338, but he's lost his driver and he's had to put that back into operation, otherwise his aiming will be up the creek. There's a KV-1 over there, he might be able to get a shot in the guy. Yep. High roll again for 305. Now, he'll go to town on that KV-1. If the KV-1 doesn't know how to fire back, yeah, that guy's just going to suffer. The Excelsior dies, though, because he's taken out by the Tiger 131. Well, it's 2 tiers higher, and he needs to get shots. That one hit the tracks, I think. Go for it again. Yep, he's gone. Still firing the premium rounds, though. That's going to be rather expensive at the end of the game. Okay, still that Tiger behind that mound. Might want to change position. In fact, there's 2 tanks there now. There's an M4A1. Now, he'll easily penetrate that. He doesn't need premium ammo. Standard ammo will be more than enough to take out that guy. In fact, I think standard ammo would be enough to take out the Tiger 131 for that matter. Hello. Yeah, he just went straight through the gun mantlet, and now the KV-1 on the enemy team's come around the corner, and he's not focusing on us at all, but he should be. That's an auto aim, and he actually got a fire. Set him the lights. He's now a 2-shot. Unfortunately, we lost our radio operator, but since the radio operator really doesn't do that much in most games. Ah, right, the enemy Arty's worked out where we are, so it's probably time to depart this area, because otherwise we're going to lose a lot of hit points. 219 hit points lost to the Tiger 131, but that round from the M44 was a reminder that he's got his sights on us. So, yep, Elirox, being an Arty player, he knows what to do, and it's actually to move to a new spot so he can take on a new challenge. Well, that box tank just around the corner, 76 hit points, he is a one-shot. And again, with the box tank, you can penetrate them with just one round of standard AP, because the casement around the box tank is very, very low thickness. Well, the box tank has been killed. P-43 got him. Oh, no, trying to go over the rubble there. Looks like Elirox is going to move to this position, just turn to the left after getting around this corner. No, he's decided to go the other way around to try and get at the Tiger 131. I would have gone to the left because it looks like all the enemy are actually headed for that little spot. Yeah, Tiger 131's gone, you see. You'd have to go around the corner to get him. He's not there anymore. See? Okay, Elirox has realised now, yes, he did go the wrong way round. And the tanks have departed. Oh, tried a snapshot on the Excelsior, didn't auto-aim on, and unfortunately didn't get it on target. But he's got the side of that vehicle, and he's auto-aimed on now, and he gets a low roll for 286. Again, he's still using premium, don't need to. Standard ammo will be enough on the Excelsior. He's only got 115mm at the front, and he got hit by a Hellcat who's probably some distance away, but he's reloading his 90mm and will be ready to shoot momentarily. Instead, he's decided he's going to go around the corner and see if he can deal with this M4A1, and I think that was the Hellcat's round hitting the wreck behind us. Hello, Mr. M4. Goodbye. Yep, that was a fairly easy kill. No problem at all. Standard ammo would have been enough on the M4A1 as well. Elirox is burning through his ammo. He's going to have a very high cost in terms of credits at the end of the game for ammo. He'd be much better off using the standard AP. He's using it now. Switch back over. In fact, I don't think there's a single tank on the enemy team he cannot penetrate with the AP. Not one. Every one of them is thin-skinned. Oh, MX-12 tons. Gets it with one shot. That was a really good kill. Just, oops, I just saw you. Goodbye. Okay, there's an M10, is it an M10 RPFM? Yes, I think it is. Somewhere over to the east side. The Hellcat can find him for us. Then we'll go in and finish him off. This is the best channel to go down, I think, in the meanwhile. If he does find that M10... Oh, T-3485. There's the M10. Okay, so we know where he is. Just back up a bit. Wait for it, wait for it. There he is. Hello. Goodbye. That was a good one. The moment you notice somebody doing that, then you can take advantage. There's the Hellcat that hurt him earlier. There's only one Hellcat left on the enemy team, and I think the Hellcat did see him. And, oh, he's taken around from an enemy T-67 and a 76. He takes that guy out, but now the Hellcat's come around to deal some damage. He blocks the shot from the Hellcat's 90mm. Now the Hellcat's going to suffer for this. Bad mistake. Yep. Gets one in. Oh, and the Hellcat manages to finish him off, but even so, there's only 3 enemies left. They're facing twice their number. I think this is all but over now. Well, Elirox did try with the 107. It can be done. It's a lot more fun with the derp gun, I must admit. Oh, this T-3485M, even though he's an experienced player, he's ignoring the fact there's an M44 over there. And I think that's why, because he wanted that kill. That's the enemy T-3485. There's only one enemy left, it's the M44. And he just killed our T-67. So now he's going to be focusing on this T-3485M who's inbound. The only other player he could be aiming at is the Hellcat over on the east side of the map. But this guy's just going to drive straight in, and if he doesn't get the kill with a shot, he'll ram kill the M44. Hello! One shot's all it takes. And that is the end of the game. All 3 marked T-3485M. So let's have a look at the end of battle results for both games. Here's the end of battle results, and in the first game, Zyriakster managed to get a first-class tanker in the KV-2R. He also got a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, but sadly he didn't get anything else, no other rewards, other than the fact that his win rate was 4,329, which is very good. It's Super Unicum standard, so he was obviously handling himself extremely well against the Tier 8 premiums that were just coming into the game. If we look at the team score, we can see that he's actually 3rd on his team on damage and 4th overall, because the high scorer was the the 122 TM, who managed to get a high caliber for 3,780 hit points. I'm wondering if that's the guy who actually killed him. I could check that actually. Did he get? Yes, it is the guy who killed him. Yes, he got the highest damage. Experienced player. And the second highest damage was the Wizzy 131. He managed to get a Confederate in 2,827. The 122 TM on our own team got 2,705. And Zyriakster managed to get 2,646 in the game. When it came to kills, it was the Wizzy 131 who got 4 kills, 3 kills for the P43 Biz, one of the 122 TMs, and the KV-3. And 2 kills for the T-3485M, who managed to get a Leather Slaves medal. And I'm afraid Zyriakster only managed to get the 1 kill in that game. That was the 122 TM, I think, actually one of them he managed to get. And when it came to base XP, we can see that he was actually 2nd, because the Wizzy 131 managed to get 1,307. Zyriakster managed to get 1,294. And then the 122 TM on his own team managed 903. Shots fired, 8, 6 direct hits, 2 penetrations, 4 splash, damage of 2,646 hit points, all of it at close range, 6 hits received from the enemy, 3 penetrations, 3 non-penetrations, and 1,200 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He damaged 3 of the enemy, killed 1, did 129 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 65,447 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 54,832 credits. He received 1,941 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 582 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 4,464 experience points altogether. So not a bad game. He did earn a fair amount of credits and also on the XP, but yes, he only got that single kill with the derp gun. Let's have a look and see how Elirox managed to get on in his game. Well, he got an ace tanker with the 107mm gun, the Zis gun. He got his first ace tanker actually in the KV-2, which is surprising considering he was using not the derp but the 107. He also managed to get a Reaper badge for taking out consecutive enemies with consecutive shots, a fire effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually got 5, 1/3 of the enemy team on just 1 short of getting a top gun, Master Gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row, and a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 8 in total. He also picked up the high caliber because he dealt the most damage in the game in that one, and his win rate from the game was 10,660. So it just goes to show, doesn't always pay to be in the derp. If you get the 107, you are actually getting steady damage, but you'll see why it's actually not a good idea to use premium ammo in that particular gun all the time in a second. He got the highest damage with 3,400 hit points. The next high scorer being the T-3485M, who's that 3 marked T-34. He got 1,607. And the next high score after that was the Tiger 131 that he was up against, 1,463 to him. When it came to kills, he had the highest number with 5, 3 kills to the Bishop and the Tiger 131. And when he came to base XP, he got the highest in that one as well, 1,437. The next highest being the T3485M with 892 and the P43 with 636. P43 managed to get 11 slaves. The T52 managed to scout, and he got the top in all 3 columns, but he didn't survive the battle. Now you'll find out why it's not a good idea to use the premium ammo. Yes, 15 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 13 penetrations, good accuracy with the gun, 3,400 hit points, all of it done at close range, 8 hits received, 6 penetrations. It is basically at KV-1, so it does lack armor, but again, the enemy does have to hit the weak spots. They can't just fire it into the tracks and hope to win. That Hellcat managed to fluff his first shot when he came around the corner, and that must have cost him 2 non-penetrations and 1 hit by way of splash damage as well from the enemy Arty trying to get him. 355 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and 448 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 37,123 credits, got 55,000 for completing the mission and events, and 92,123 credits altogether. After repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually took away a profit of 26,796 credits. But if you actually take out the reward for completing the first mission of the day, he would have made a loss of about 30,000 credits, actually 29,000 credits. So you can see it was just the fact that he got the mission completion that saved him from actually making a huge loss, because his ammo resupply was massive, 40,680. And if he'd fired the standard AP, he still would have penetrated those enemy tanks, but he just wouldn't have been paying such a high price for it. 1,437 base XP, no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away from this game. But I think both players had a different game. I think they enjoyed it because they both did exceptionally well. I think Elirox is happier because he actually managed to get his first ace tanker in this one. And of course, it's his playstyle. If he likes to use the 107mm, I'm not going to knock that. I like playing the derp, I must admit, but there was a time when I'd drive around just using the 107 because I knew that you got reliable penetration on the enemy, and of course it's a fairly fast reload compared to the 152mm howitzer, which takes 20 seconds to load. This thing loads a lot quicker, and if the enemy thinks, oh, I can come back in for another shot, and they get a big surprise when they suddenly get hit again for another 300 hit points and realize, yep, it's a different prospect fighting against this machine with a different gun. So I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.